Good morning, students. I am Dr. Raghavendra Joshi. I am going to teach Kinematics of Machines. As the name itself indicates or implies that in the name of the subject, machine. What is a machine? It consists of different parts which are assembled together and working as a single unit in order to give a certain specified output. So, kinematics of machines. After knowing machine, what is a machine? It is composed of various parts which are assembled together and working as a single unit altogether to give a certain specified output. To give in detail introduction about kinematics, first of all, it is a theory of machines which is the branch of science which deals with the study of mainly two things. One is study of relative motion between the various parts of a machine. Secondly, the forces which are responsible, the forces which are involved in the motion of each and every part of a machine. Understood? It is a theory of machine which deals with the two things, namely, one is the study of relative motion between the various parts of a machine, and the other one is the forces which are involved in the motion of each and every part of a machine. The knowledge of this course, I mean the knowledge of theory of machines, is very much essential for an mechanical engineer in order to design the various parts of a machine. Mainly, the theory of machines is divided into two parts. One is kinematics, the other one is dynamics. What I told, the theory of machines is composed of, or theory of machines is classified or grouped into two main categories. One is kinematics and the other one is dynamics. What is kinematics? Kinematics is the one which deals with the study of relative motion between the various parts of a machine. As I told, the theory of machine deals with two things. One is study of relative motion between the various parts. Other one is the forces which are responsible for the motion of each and every part of a machine. Out of which, in kinematics, out of these two, in kinematics, only we focus on the study of the relative motion between the various parts of a machine. However, the forces which are responsible for the motion of each and every part will not be considered in kinematics. Therefore, kinematics means exclusively the study of relative motion between the various parts of a machine. Henceforth, after analyzing or after knowing the relative motion between the various parts of a machine in kinematics, we evaluate the displacement, velocity, and acceleration of each and every part of a machine. So, what is the outcome of the kinematics? We focus on the relative motion between the various parts, thereby, we evaluate further the different parameters like displacement, velocity, and acceleration of each and every part of a machine. The second part is dynamics. Dynamics is the one which deals with the various forces that are involved in the motion of each and every part of a machine. And these forces, the forces which are responsible for the motion, may be static or dynamic. Hence, the dynamics is further again divided into two more parts. One is kinetics and the other is statics. Kinetics means the force which we evaluate whenever the machine is in whenever the each and every part of the machine is in motion, or whenever each and every part is moving. During that time, the forces which are possible for the motion will be identified and evaluated. Statics is the one in which we identify and evaluate the forces of each and every part of a machine whenever the machine is at rest or whenever the machine is stationary. Therefore, the overall classification of theory of machines is mainly it is divided or classified into two parts. As I said, one is kinematics, the other one is dynamics. In kinematics, what we focus is we just study the relative motion that is occurring between each and every part of a machine without considering the forces that are responsible for the motion of each and every part of a machine. Whereas in dynamics, the forces which are responsible for the motion of each and every part of a machine will be studied, where these forces may be either static or dynamic. With this preamble about the kinematics of machines, let us move on to the different topics that are prescribed in kinematics of machines. Kinematics of machines in a short form, KOM, is prescribed with 5 modules, where module 1 deals with the mechanisms. What is a mechanism? What are the different types of mechanisms, which includes both simple mechanisms and as well as the straight line motion mechanisms. In module 1, we just discuss about the simple definitions like machines, what is machine, what is mechanism, what is structure, what is the difference between machine and mechanism, what is the difference between machine and structure, and what is a link, what are the different types of link, what is a joint, what are the different types of joints, what is a pair, and what are the different types of pairs, what is a chain, and what are the different types of a kinematic chain. Then, what is meant by inversion, and what is the use or the purpose of inversion, and what are the different inversions of the different various kinematic chains, followed by a straight line motion mechanisms. So what are the different types of straight line motion mechanisms, and what are the different types of quick return motion mechanisms with simple examples, and also what is meant by degrees of freedom and how to find the degrees of freedom for the different mechanisms. This is all we are going to discuss in detail in module 1, which is named as mechanisms. Secondly, we evaluate the velocity and acceleration of the different parts of a machine or a mechanism in module 2 and as well as in module 3, because I said in kinematics we focus on study of relative motion between the various parts, thereby at the end we evaluate the parameters like displacement, velocity and acceleration. Henceforth, in module 2 and module 3 we find what is the velocity and acceleration of a different parts of a mechanism by both analytically and as well graphically. So unit 2 is the velocity and acceleration of the mechanisms by analytical method, whereas the unit 3 is also finding the velocity and acceleration of the mechanisms by graphical method. The module 4 is deals with the cams. What is cam, what is follower, what are the different types of cams, different types of follower, what are the different motions of the cam and follower, so that after understanding all these basics of cam, we will draw the cam profile for the different cam and follower arrangements. This is all we done, or we will plot the cam profile with the different followers whenever it is undergoing the different motions graphically. In module 5, it is two parts. One is gear trains, the other one is gears. So what is gear train? What are the different types of gear trains? And analytically we determine the velocity ratio of the different gear trains, followed by at the end what is gear, what are the different types of gears, and what is the gear terminology, and what is the condition for the interference in gear arrangement. All these 5 modules will be covered, and each and every module from which 2 full questions will be given with respect to the end examination point of view. So, in order to prepare these modules as and when we cover, you need to refer the textbooks which are prescribed by VTU, namely, one is Theory of Machines, which includes both kinematics and dynamics parts by Sadhu Singh, Mechanism and Machine Theory by Ambekar, Theory of Machines by S.S. Rathan. These are the 3 textbooks with which you can understand the theoretical concepts and as well as certain numericals. In addition to that, in order to solve more exercises or numericals, you need to refer the 2 more textbooks, namely one is R.K. Bansal and J.S. Broad, and the other one is R.S. Kurum and J.S. Gupta. As this kinematics of machines is a numerical subject, you need to solve more exercises. So for that, these 2 textbooks are enough to solve the number of exercises in order to thoroughly prepare the kinematics of machines. With this, I conclude the introduction about the Kinematics of Machines, followed by a brief introduction about the different modules and the textbooks to be referred. Then, in the next session, I will start the module 1.